hey friends, it's Tracey from Tea Time with Tracey and Friends. You're up a little high. There, I'm sitting outside. I am scheduling this video to post later in the fall, but I thought in case I fall into the abyss and any posting gets delayed, I'll have something scheduled. I have a little book haul for you, a thrifted book haul, lots of horror, and I just thought I would do it now while it's still lush outside, but I think this will probably be posted in October, so I just wanted to get some of this done. I was to the beach this morning with the pups, and they had a right jolly romp. Here's a little clip. Oh, I don't want to walk over those rocks again. Let's turn around. Come on, you old wiener. Come on, Magda. Let's turn around. Oh, there's seagulls and little birds around. Oh, you don't want to go in there, Magda. Pennywise is in there. We all float down there. Don't even think about it, Boris. Don't even think about it. Oh, they're playing with sticks now. Huh? Okay, so I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're staying warm here in Nova Scotia. It'll be cold by now, but I'll just show you. I've been thrifting. I've been going to, not purposely, just spontaneously stopping. I went to a house just up the road from me. This guy and his wife sell books out of the house, and it's called The Next Chapter. I don't think they have a website, but there is a Facebook page. If I can put a link to that down below, but they close for the winter, I think. Anyways, I was there yesterday and I got some books. I also went to the local library, which I'm ashamed to say, I just got a library card the other day. I had one years ago, but I just got one the other day, and they have a shelf of books there that you can buy, and I got some there. I don't think any of these ones. I got one book from Frenchies. So anyways, let's just jump in. I got a Robert McCammon book, Mine. This was from that house up the road. I just read the back of it. It's Mary Terrell, aka Mary Terror. She was part of some sort of I don't know if it was a cult or something, or some sort of a group, and she murdered a man years ago. And years later, she just has gone through so many different identities, and she's kind of a scoundrel, and nobody's seemed to catch her. She's obsessed with, she's obsessed with being a mother, even though she's not a mother. She ends up kidnapping somebody's baby that was just born, and what this book is, what I understand from the back, is the mother of this baby. Anyways, well, just a second. When Mary Terror steals Laura's baby from the hospital, a journey of the damned begins. Through the America of wandering misfits, seedy motels, 60s radicals disguised by plastic surgery, and former FBI man out for personal vengeance. As Laura, the mother, closes in on Mary, she will have to think like her and act like her, even kill like her. So I think it's maybe a women's rage kind of thing, trying to get her baby back across America in the 60s. And yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool cover. I've never heard of this book. A baby she has stolen and will kill to keep. So I think this Mary Terror is one crazy mofo. So that one, I've read a few McCammon books. I've read Swan Song and A Boy's Life and They Thirst, and I just thought I'd read another one, and this was $5, so got that one. This one I got at the local library for 25 cents. Stephen King's The Dead Zone. I've never read this book. I have read different books by Stephen King. I've read, well, as of today, but like Pet Sematary, Under the Dome. Oh gosh. It. The Stand. The Cell. The Outsider. I'm sure there's a few other ones. I'll put pictures up if I remember when I'm sitting down to edit. Anyways, The Dead Zone. And I just read the back of this. I don't really know what it's about. This is about a guy named Johnny. Johnny, the small boy who skated at breakneck speed into an accident that, for one horrifying moment, plunged him into the dead zone. Johnny Smith, a small-town school teacher who spun the wheel of fortune and won a 4.5-year trip to the dead zone. John Smith, so this must all be showing him through his life. He had some sort of an accident and he woke up with some sort of power that he can see the future. See the future and the terrible fate awaiting mankind. That's all. Like, I don't want to dig into this. This isn't one of his bigger books, or at least I don't think. Like, some of his books are super long. This is only 402 pages, but for 25 cents, I'm going to add that to my library. I got this at the house up the road, Magica by Clive Barker. I've read some of his books. I've read The Great and Secret Show, Everville, The Thief of Always, and one I just read, Cold Hard Canyon. So this one's more of a, well, I think it's fantasy horror. And again, the back of these old books don't say a whole lot. It's, yeah, fantasy horror. Clive Barker once again enters the realm of pure imagination. The Magica, 5 dominions, of which 4 are bound together, and 1, the earth, is cut off from her sister. And then it goes on to say there's 4 people, and I think I don't know if they're normal people. I'm not going to read the backs of all these books, but are working to get the earth back into the 5 dominions, because I guess it's floating out in space. I don't know, but she's thick. She's a brick, but that's the back of the book. There's Clive Barker. And yeah, there. But this one, I don't know if this was supposed to be a bookmark that you take off. I'm not going to, but $5. And this was put out in 1992, I think. I looked it up. I don't know. Yeah, 1992. Let me just check these. I'm always interested when books are put out. The Dead Zone is 1979. And the Robert McCammon one is, oh, these are all just blurbs, 1991. So, excellent. The next one is Pet Sematary. I do have a copy of this. I have read this book, but the version I have is like a big paperback, and I really love this old cover. And it was 25 cents. And if you don't know what Pet Sematary is about, you probably do. It's been around for ages. But it's about this family that moved to a rural area, and there's a neighbor across the street. Anyways, their cat dies, and the neighbor offers to show him where the pet cemetery is, which is behind this neighbor's house. There's a normal graveyard, and then there's a big mountain of brush. Beyond that is the pet cemetery. If you bury something there, it comes back, but it's not normal. And it's horror. And I like it. I plan on rereading Pet Sematary this fall, hopefully. We'll see. I just thought it was a cool cover. I got this up the road at that house for $5, Bag of Bones by Stephen King. I don't really know what this is about. I just read the back, and it follows a man named Mike. And 4 years after the sudden death of his wife and he's a 40-year-old novelist, Mike Newman, is still grieving, unable to write, and plagued with vivid nightmares set in the western Maine summer house he calls Sarah Laughs. Mike reluctantly returns to the lakeside getaway. There he finds his beloved Yankee town held in grip of a powerful millionaire, Max Devore, whose vindictive purpose is to take his 3-year-old granddaughter, Kyra, away from her widowed young mother, Maddie. As Mike is drawn into Maddie and Kira's struggle, as he falls in love with them both, he is also drawn into the mystery of Sarah Laughs, now the site of ghostly visitations, escalating terrors. What are the forces that have been unleashed here, and what do they want with Mike Newman? I don't know. The guy at the house, he said it was a good book. I said, is this in one of his series? He's like, no, it's a standalone. So I'm like, $5, I'll get it. I'll try it. I'm not on a mission to read all Stephen King's books because he has so many, but I have heard of this one before, or the name of it anyways. This was put out in 1998. That one. So I'm going to try that one. And then Anne Rice, The Mummy. This is the first in a trilogy of Ramsay's The Damned. I don't know what this is about. It doesn't really say anything. There's Anne Rice when she was younger. She's passed now, but there's a little note there. Jerry Penny. Look, don't forget. I think that's what it says, or took, don't forget. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not going to try to read into this, but I've read the Mayfair Witches trilogy, and I am on a mission to read all of the Vampire Chronicles. I have read the first 3 books of those in that series, Interview with the Vampire, Lestat, and Queen of the Damned, years ago, like when I was a teenager. But there's so many more books in that, so I want to reread the first 3 and continue on and read all the rest. And then, you know, $5, I will get it and eventually get to that one. Another Stephen King, I got Firestarter. I didn't read the back of it. I did see the movie years ago, but I'm not going to read the back of it. It's about a little girl, 8-year-old, Charlie McGee. She's everything her proud father. I think she can start stuff on fire, and scientists are after her because of her power or something. I forget. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. There's Drew Barrymore. But for $5, I'm like, oh, I'll get Firestarter. So that one. There's Richard or Julia, one of my cardinals peeping. All right, at Frenchie's, I got Raise Your Vibrations. I was just like, oh, sometimes they have interesting books. Sometimes you get there and it's all a flub. This is just, I think, daily 111 practices to increase your spiritual connection. And it was like 50 cents or something. I don't know. In Canada, this would have been $22.99, but I did not pay that. I was just like, there's like, Vibe 31, no to them, yes to yourself. It's just daily affirmation things. And then down at my local post, they have books that you can buy, and paperbacks I think are 50 cents or $1. Hardbacks are $2 or I don't know. It's really cheap. I have no idea what this book is about. I just recently looked at the back of it. I think it's sapphic. It might be YA. I don't know. I don't generally read YA, but this is the first in a series. Gideon the 9th, and the Emperor needs necromancers. The 9th necromancer needs a swordswoman. Gideon has a sword, some dirty magazines, and no more time for undead nonsense. Yeah, I don't know whether I'll read it or redonate it. I'm not sure, but I got it just because I thought the cover was cool and whatever. And last but not least, a Christopher Pike book. I read a bunch of Christopher Pike and R.L. Stine Fear Street books. I never got into Goosebumps books because I got older, but I don't know if I've read this one. This is about a young girl who had a fight with her best friend, and she ended up falling off or jumped off a cliff and died. And now there's a mystery of, did she commit suicide or did something else happen? I'm not sure. But someday if I ever get like middle grade or YA, I don't know if this is considered YA or middle grade. I don't know. But I have a few Christopher Pike books, and I still got 4 kids at home if they want to read these. That's all I have. I do have some other books, but that'll be another haul because I would need to gather them up. I just want to log these into my spreadsheet and put them on my shelves and yeah, I'm just very excited about that horror. I do plan on going up to that next chapter with some books I want to unhaul, because he has all sorts, like thrillers and contemporary romance and sci-fi and like a nice selection of horror. So, yeah. Anyways, I thought I would just do this quick haul so I can edit it and get it logged in and posted and scheduled and all that jazz. But, yeah. Anyways, let me just do this so I can maybe get a thumbnail. It's mainly horror. I don't know what else isn't, but there. So that's my haul for now. I hope everybody's doing well. And, oh, I gotta put them down. There. I'm gonna say peace, love, and happiness today and every single day. Please like, share, and subscribe if you so choose, but if not, that's okay too. I still love ya. I still want all the happiness in the world for each and every one of you out there. I certainly do. I really, really honest and truly do. Yes, I do. So, okay, guys, with that, I'm going to say have a good night or have a good morning, and I will. See you next time. Bye.